iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome in here, race fans. Tonight, it's the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series here for Red Light Racing. And we are at the famous Speedway down here in Virginia. It is Hampton, Virginia here for the Langley Speedway. I'm your host up here in the booth tonight. We will get the buttons pushed tonight. My name is Roger Muth up here in the booth tonight for your race fans. And, well, Week 1 for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series was one wild one where Justin McDuff was able to play the cards right in that Holy Shirts and Pants 100 down at the Five Flag Speedway. Question being, will he be able to do it tonight? These drivers right now in their qualifying session, and it looks like just about everybody has turned in a time. And your Arts Barber Shop Quick Clip Pole Award here tonight will go to the driver of the number 42, the one-time champion, the number 42 of Max Terriot. So congratulations to him on picking up the Arts Barbershop Quick Clip Pole Award here tonight at Langley in the second race of the season. So now that's going to make two drivers that have picked up those Arts Barbershop Quick Clip Pole Awards this season. Who will pick up next week? We'll have to find that out as we head to USA Speedway next week. But it's just about time to go racing here tonight in Virginia. Starting lineup will look like this. And, of course, the starting lineup is brought to us by our friends over at the Empire Racing Team. This is your Empire Racing Team starting lineup here tonight for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series. Starting on the front row, driver of the number 42, that's Max Terriot. His outside, driver of the number 1, the Rev Esports, number 1 of Dalton Williamson. AJ Hamill in the 18 VTNY Empire Racing Team. He will start third. Fourth will go to the 31 of Michael Trevarthen in the Rev Esports stables. And it's another one of those Empire Racing Team drivers. It's the number 20. Out of New York, it's Justin McDuff. It's Huntley, Illinois' driver. This is the 11 Illinois of Brian Hacker. He'll roll off 6th tonight. It's going to be the 54 NC of Rex Hoyle going 7th. 8th tonight will be the Higgins Hill Racing Checkered Flag Auto Supply number 40 of Rob Higgins. Then it's going to be the man from Florida. This is the Ayer, Massachusetts driver, getting a little ahead of ourselves here tonight. This is the driver, Sean Single, starting in 9th. Blake Timmons in the Mafia Motorsports Rev Esports Alliance, number 23, will roll off 10th. With welcome back, number 25, it's Rob Haynes back in action here tonight. He'll roll off from position number 11. Starting 12th here tonight out of New York, it's the 37NY of Brian Robinson. 13th on the starting lineup, the driver out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, driving car number 27, this is Johnny Bell. Starting in position number 14, hailing out of Ontario, Canada, it's the Beefy Motorsports entry. It is Brandon Feeney. The youngest driver on the scene, hailing out of Charleston, South Carolina, it's the 271 of Aiden Elvecchio. Mark Jenkins, it's the hometown race here tonight for the driver of the number 99, the RPM Motorsports. Mark Jenkins will roll off 16. Brian Bianchi's back behind the wheel of that number 14 Cole Peppers Bakery and Cafe entry. Hope starts 17th here tonight. Checker Flag Auto Supply number 41 of Bob Higgins will roll off 18. It's the Granny Hips Walkers and Kane Big Rig Wrecker, the number 2. It's Josh Buckley. Travis Yeet Minto's back after a long road trip. He will start in the final position here tonight. That is 20th on the starting lineup. So 20 drivers do take to the grid here tonight at Langley. 100 laps the distance. The iRacing.com pace car is off the racing surface. And we're green here tonight at Langley. 100 laps the distance. Down into turn 1, they already jig and jive. It'll be the 42 of Max Terrell. Hill already lead as they go down the back straightaway already. The top 3, top 4 drivers already single file out. You got to go back to the Empire Racing Stables, number 11 Illinois and number 20 of Justin McDuff as they are side by side. That's the battle for the 5th position currently. McDuff has it. Hacker would like it, but it looks like Hacker's going to lift a little bit, trying to get in front of that Tuxedos by Ted entry there, the number 54 NC of Rex Hoyle. Hoyle's going to give up the spot to Brian Hacker, the two drivers that have spent a long time on the iRacing.com platform racing together. They are playing nice here in the early stages of this one. A long way to go here tonight at Langley as lap number 3 goes up on the board. Max Terrell, Dalton Williams, and AJ Hamill, your top 3 drivers. Everybody has already gone straight to the bottom side of the speedway. There is the closest battle. There you see the number 54 of Rex Hoyle, the Colony Tire Service Center entry, number 54. He was the closest driver to anybody on the track, and that's the Huntley, Illinois, is Brian Hacker. Right on board with our Cole Peppers Bakery and Cafe onboard camera. It's one of these tracks here tonight where everybody is going to migrate right down to the bottom side of the speedway. It might be the single file conveyor belt. That's up underneath the hood of these cars. These drivers would like to get a move on here tonight. That's Rob Higgins back in the number 40 machine. He was just taking a peek down to the inside of that number 23 of Blade Timmons, and then Timmons kind of shut the door on that checkered flag auto supply number 40. So Higgins had to just settle for that 10th position for the time being. Still a long way to go here tonight. We talked about the driver. That was called the Big Rig Wrecker. Well, that's the number 2 of Joshua Buckley, and that's because, well, the Big Rig himself, Josh Buckley, has been out there playing American Truck Simulator for about the last, how long has it been since we raced on Monday night? So that's as long as he's been on the American Truck Simulator. And I believe I heard he had to use a couple, what we would call fast repairs here on iRacing. He had to use them over there to get his Big Rig truck back together. He is currently back here running in the 20th position. Just down ahead of them, Bob Higgins in the checkered flag, auto supply number 41. He was to the inside there, Brian Bianchi just momentarily, and then he ended up having to drop back in line there. Now here comes Travis Minto. He is starting to roll back up on that number 41, that F5 IPA entry. Bob Higgins going to go straight to the top side of the speedway. It looks like he got a little tight off turn 2. He'll lose the spot to the number 19. Back out front here, there you see the 42. Max Terrell, he has started to pull away a little bit. Go on board with the mechanic advisor onboard camera here, facing backwards, watching the number 1 of Dalton Williamson. Dalton back there holding down the 2nd spot. AJ Hamill right now is still 3rd. Michael Trevarthen is 4th. 5th goes to Justin McDuff. Not a lot of moving and shaking here tonight in the early stages of this one. All these drivers, like I said before, they're just minding their P's and Q's. This track here in Langley, though, is one of the shortest tracks that we're going to head to this season on the tour. It's just over a quarter of a mile in distance. A lot of drivers have taken the checkered flag here in Hampton. The Hampton Heat 200, one of the most popular races held here at Langley. Bobby McCarthy has picked up victories. Nick Smith, Woody Harold, Matt Bowling, C.E. Flack has also. Peyton Sellers picking up wins back in 2013. There's drivers on the real world side of things that would love to be here tonight competing with Checkered Flag Auto Supply with Red Light Racing. But tonight it's all about the stars, the cars here at Red Light Racing. Rex Hoyle putting the pressure on still here on Brian Hacker. Next time by to be 18 laps already completed here tonight. The laps are clicking off just like that. Josh Buckley making a pass there. That's Brian Bianchi. Bianchi, something happened to the Cold Peppers Bakery and Calf. Number 14 entry. Zuccetos by Ted, also on the bottom of that machine. Not quite sure what happened to the driver out of Massachusetts. See, Brian Bianchi put the number 14 on this car. It's his favorite number. That's what a lot of drivers pick. And then also you notice that on the, just to the right of that number 14 there on the inside, it says MA. That stands for Massachusetts. It's a very popular thing around the short track ranks all around the country. A lot of times you see drivers here in Pennsylvania put a PA next to their number. Massachusetts, they put the MA. New York, like Brian Robinson, drives the 37NY. That just represents where the driver is from the state. Of course, Brian Hacker here. Here's a great example for the race fans that are unfamiliar with drivers that put their abbreviation for their states, their little initials, IL. Well, you notice there's two number 11s out here tonight. Brian Hacker drives the number 11 and so does Sean Single. Well, Brian Hacker drives the 11 Illinois, while Sean Single drives just the number 11. That's a way to give both drivers the number that they would like to represent by. Something happened. Blade Timmons way up the speedway. No need to put letters on the side of this number 23. Timmons, of course, riding around here, currently being scored in the 13th position. It looks like he is coming to pit road on lap number 25. This is definitely an unscheduled pit stop. Blade Timmons cuts his teeth down south in South Carolina, racing short tracks down there. Battle for the race lead and a battle to stay on the lead lap. Brian Bianchi will give way. He will lose a lead lap position here. As Dalton Williamson has run down now the 42 of Max Terriel. As now they work in the lap traffic here tonight. We'll see which one of these drivers are going to be able to work their way through the traffic faster. Which one's going to find it right at the right time. Dalton showed a little bit of that nose there to the 42 of Max Terriel, just letting him know, hey, I'm here. If you slip up there, champ, I'm coming through. Two champions at the top spots of this race here tonight. Of course, Max Terriel picking up Season 3's championship with 3 wins to his name in Season 3. Dalton Williamson won Season 4 here for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series. He had also picked up 3 wins. Another one of those champions that are here tonight, there's Brian Hacker. You see him still running back into the 6th position. Hacker right now has 5 wins in his season champion campaign. That was back in season number 2. Chuck Sweeting did win the inaugural season. He's no longer competing here on Thursday evening with the SK Modified portion of Red Light Racing. He picked up 2 wins in his championship stint. So far, this is the man who has picked up the most spots. It's the TRJ Karting driver out of Ontario, Canada. Last week, he took his late model to the track, didn't have such a good fairing. I just saw over on the Beefy Motorsports page that he will be competing this weekend with 2 cars at the Speedway. He will be racing his Canadian Legends, and also will get the late model once again out of the trailer and go racing. He's pulling double duty this week. Here's the battle, though. Here comes Rob Haynes. Rob just getting back from traveling all over the country. The JL Audio entry just went back to headquarters down at JL Audio. Finally, after a handful of months hiatus through the COVID-19 pandemic, Rob was able to get back to what he loves, and of course traveling. I saw he was down in Florida, and then he went back home, and now he's here tonight on the old iRacing rig. Picked up that 10th spot from Brandon Feeney. Battle at the front of the field, 1 car going around, and that looks like it was Mark Jenkins in the 99, and Johnny Bell also wrapped up here down in turn number 1. First caution flag of the evening flying here tonight at Langley. We'll have to go back and watch this. It was not on our scoring. What really drew our attention is when the timing and scoring did jump, and Dalton Williamson being shown as the race leader. Watch the 27, the 99. You see the race leaders are coming up. Looks like Mark Jenkins tried to go to the inside there to get around, and Max just barely gonna make it out of that wreck there without getting wrapped up in it. Right on board with Max Terrell. He was your race leader. Max made it by. May have lost the race lead, but at least he was able to get through there. Take a watch from our drone camera here. Watch the 99 get a great run down the front straightaway. And right here at the start-finish line, wanted to go straight to the bottom side to see if he could make the move. Johnny Bell closed the door. They just meet in the middle. See Max go straight up to the top. He'll go around. There's a lot of marbles up there, but he was able to keep control. Maybe a little spark off the rub rails. Does look like everybody, though, should be able to continue on here tonight. One driver has dropped out of this event. It's the driver out of Florence, South Carolina. It is Blade Timmons. Timing and scoring on the left-hand side of the screen, though. Find where your favorite driver is running here tonight. A couple drivers trapped a lap down in that exchange. Waiting to see if any driver will get their lap back. It looks like Josh Buckley is being scored as the final car on the lead lap currently. Lights on the old iRacing pace car do go off here. It'll be Williamson to the inside, Terrell to the outside. A.J. Hamill down low, row number 2, with the 31 of Michael Trevarthen restarting on the outside of row number 2. Then it'll be the 2 teammates out of the Empire Racing Stables, Justin McDuff entry to the bottom with Brian Hacker to the outside. iRacing.com pace car come by down pit road this time. 41 laps going to be completed, working lap number 42, closing in on the halfway point home. Now we got some battle side by side. Here comes Justin McDuff. A.J. Hamill takes P number 2 away from Max Terrell. Here comes last week's winner. McDuff trying to make the move. He'll go to P number 3. It's Williamson, it's Hamill, it's McDuff, and then Terrell will find the bottom side of the speedway. He will go from P number 2 all the way back to 4th. Michael Trevarthen did not get a good start on the outside with the BK Paints number 31, and now, gonna be contact. Will he gather it up? Great save by Michael Trevarthen. Trevarthen saves that number 31, and he will live to fight again. Just got a little tap there from Rob Higgins in the Checkered Flag Auto Supply number 40. And boy, was Michael Trevarthen able to hang on. His tires, though, maybe a little bit heated up. Heated up just like the battle at the front of this one. You see Dalton Williamson trying to hold off Mr. Confusion, because he is coming. Last time by, Mr. Confusion was the fastest car on the speedway. Let's check him again, this time by at the line. Now, Dalton Williamson by 1/100th of a second faster that time by at the line. These two drivers had a heck of a battle last season. It came all the way down to the final race of the season for that championship trophy. And Dalton Williamson was able to just sneak it away at the end from A.J. Hamill. All season long, it was back and forth at the top of the points championship spot. You know, one week it was Dalton. The next week it went back to A.J. Then Justin threw his name in there. Max started to come on late. It just came up a little short for the 42 of Max Terriel. But man, this youngster, Dalton Williamson, the driver out of Tampa, Florida, really wanted a championship. And last season, he got his coveted championship here on the iRacing.com server with Red Light Racing in the SK modified portions. There you see Sean Single back here. Brand new paints this season coming out of the BK Paint Stables. We like that one. A little bit of blue, a little bit of orange, sprinkle a little white up in there, and there you got Sean Single. First time I saw this car, I was watching a replay back, and of course I had Trading Paints on here on iRacing, and it showed me his new car before it was actually released to the public, and it really caught my eye. I thought it was me out there. A lot of orange. Looks like something I would drive. Right now, though, Sean back in ninth. Travis Minto getting passed up there by Bob Higgins. That is the battle, because right ahead of them is going to be Aiden Alvecchione. This is the battle for the Lucky Dog spot. Aiden currently has it with the 271. Bob Higgins, Travis Minto, Johnny Bell, Mark Jenkins, and Brian Bianchi, all currently battling for that Lucky Dog position. Battle right here on board with Justin McDuff, driver out of Hudson Falls, New York. He's got Max Terrell, keeps peeking to the inside, peeking, trying to use as much room as he can down to the bottom side of the speedway. Over halfway home, 46 laps to go here tonight at the Langley Speedway. It has been a great race so far. Just one caution flag here tonight. Came back on lap number 37. This track relatively flat here at Langley. That's why you see a lot of drivers just kind of want to go run down on the bottom side. They don't want to come off the bottom side. These guys are still passing it back and forth. Travis Minto takes another sip of that Black Rifle coffee. And then in the other hand, he'll take a little sip out of that F5 IPA. Aiden Alvecchione going to slip up the speedway, though. Brian Robinson going to get around. Now Travis Minto will get around. Minto will take that Lucky Dog spot. Bob Higgins knows he has to get around Aiden Alvecchione if he wants to have a shot to try and catch Travis Minto once again. But will he be able to? Max into the back of the number 20. Big stack up down here in the corner. Stacks them up, bumper cars down the back straightaway. It all started with the 42 into the back of the 20 of McDuff, and it kind of jacked them all up. Rex Hoyle had nowhere to go in the 54 NC. Brian Hacker in the 11 Illinois was right there, and Michael Trevarthen also getting into the back of the number 11 Illinois. Every driver right here running from third all the way back to 7th just played bumper tag, and everybody able to hang on to it. That could have turned a lot of drivers' nights really bad here. Sean Single going to blow corner number 1. He went way high down there. He was up into the marbles. He had all 4 rubbers into the marbles here down in turn 1, skating and just trying to hang on to her. He's another one of the big truckers out there with Red Light Racing. Call them the Big Red Trucker Group. Of course, we can't forget Rob Higgins, I believe, also joining the ranks of running out there with those guys in American Truck Simulator. And I can't lie, I was out there too with the leader of the race. He was also out there running the truck last night, doing a couple long hauls. A couple lap cars side by side in front of him. That's Jenkins and Brian Bianchi. Bianchi is actually going to give way, so Dalton Williamson will have the bottom side of the speedway, and it looks like Mark Jenkins is going to move the 99. He'll go up the track also, and we'll let Dalton Williamson set sail. Oh, Jenkins way high down on turn 1. If we threw some dirt on the track here tonight, that would have been considered 4 up in the fluff. Justin McDuff running third right now. He'll scoot underneath the 99. So everybody playing very nice here tonight. Talking about everything that's all nice and playing nice. Mr. Joshua Buckley, the bearded Viking. Old granny hips, walkers, and canes. You know, if you watch Monday night, all the tennis balls on the bottom of Joshua Buckley's walker fell off. And, well, great news. He did head down to the local Dick's Sporting Goods, and he did get some brand new tennis balls. Took his X-Acto knife, and he cut them open and slapped them back up on the walker. So he is out there walking just fine with his walker. He's also picked up 7 spots here tonight, so that's not too shabby of a night here at Langley for him. He didn't get too much practice as he was out hauling some loads in American Truck Sim. Lap number 69 will go to the young man here, Dalton Williamson, to come out of turn number 4. He'll take lap number 69, now working on to lap 70. You talk about drivers and what they do when they celebrate. Well, Dalton Williamson likes to celebrate when he won his championship. He spent the next 5 weeks, the off weeks, between SK modified seasons. He spent it at Hooters. That's just the place that Dalton Williamson likes to go. I can't tell you what he had down there at Hooters, but I can tell you that's his favorite place to go. It's still Williamson, it's still Hamill, it's still McDuff in third, Terry Hoyle, Hacker. Hacker's the only one inside the top 6 positions that has not moved a spot all night long. He has started up into the 6th position, qualified there tonight, and now still hanging right there in that 6th position. Rex Hoyle has leapfrogged Hacker into the top 5, but Michael Trevarthen has slid. Last season, Michael Trevarthen didn't get to run a full season with the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series, but his first race back with the group, and he went from shotgun to the field to finishing on the podium. He rallied and railed right up through the field. You would have swore he had a little bit of insider information on how these cars are set up to run that track, but he also had a great save here tonight. So I guess the skill, the talent behind the wheel of that number 31 is next to none. Currently, though, he's down 3 spots from where he started. He is running 7th here with 24 laps to go. Having himself a night, and he is pulling away, lugging away from everybody else here tonight. Mechanic advisor onboard camera here facing back with AJ Hamill. Of course, Hamill came in tied for 3rd in the points championship. There you see the 41, though, with Bob Higgins going another lap down. He'll stay to the top side of the speedway. Mr. Confusion will try to not be so confused as he crossed himself up going down into the corner. AJ got that Arts Barber Shop empty the tanks. 18 a little out of shape that last time by. See if he can keep all 4 underneath him here. That Workers Cooler 18 came on last season with a rookie campaign and set the world on fire. We haven't seen a rookie performance in a couple of seasons with the SK Modified portion side of things anyway, since Brian Hacker was able to do it in season number 2. His teammate AJ Hamill came in last year then and kind of had a pretty dominating season. Pass down in 3 and 4, though. Brian Hacker just got it done, just picked up the 5th spot. This is how he did it. Rex left the bottom lane open out of turn 2, and Brian Hacker set him up and knocked him down. Rex Hoyle didn't even really swat a fly swatter at Brian Hacker. He knew he had the inside lane, and he let him go. Didn't want to lose any more spots than he had to, so Rex Hoyle will lose one. Brian Hacker will pick up his first position gained of the evening. While we are under 20 laps to go, though, we got to thank everybody that is tuning in here tonight, whether you're tuning in live on our Turn 3 Racing Network Facebook page or if you're watching us live on YouTube here tonight. We thank each and every one of you is tuning in to watch the Checkered Flag on Display SK Modified Series. If you're up in the Ayer, Massachusetts area, don't hesitate. If you're having car problems, you need to fix one of your parts on your Ford, well, the Checkered Flag Auto Supply is the place to go. We thank them for their continued support here with the Red Light Racing SK Series. 15 laps to go, though. Dalton Williamson, he has checked out. A little over a second race lead over A.J. Hamill and Justin McDuff. Max Terrell is right there, and they have a little gap back here to Huntley, Illinois, is Brian Hacker. "14 laps to go. Your second, third, and fourth position drivers are all nose to tail. It does look like A.J. Hamill right now is having himself a handling issue developing on the Arts Barbershop number 18. Mr. Confusion maybe forgot how to hang it down on the bottom side of the speedway. He's got Justin McDuff and that Cerebral Palsy Foundation number 20 all over that Nerf bar back there. And he's got to be careful because Max Terrell is right there. Max led a good portion of this race, and he would love to go back up there and take that top spot, but the time is running out of the hourglass here tonight. 37 NY, Brian Robinson just went a lap down. He will stay to the high side here. Man, Dalton Williamson, pick him up, knock him down, young man. It'll be 10 laps to go. When we come back across the line, and he's looking at Travis Minto. Minto's already one lap down. He's looking to put him another lap down. And then I believe that is going to be the Culpepper's entry out front of him, too. So Brian Bianchi looking to possibly go 3 laps down as last time by, Dalton Williams got the double high fives at the flag stand. All of a sudden, it looked like A.J. Hamill maybe found another gear in his SK Modified because he pulled a couple car lengths on his teammate of Justin McDuff sitting there. Eight to go when they come back across the line. 8 laps to go. 2.5 is the gap between the race leader as we stay pictured right here on the battle for that second, third, and fourth position. Here comes Max Terrell. He'll take a peek in turn 3 on Justin McDuff. McDuff going to slam the door and say, not right now. Culpepper's 14 having a little issues down there in turn number 3 and 4. He'll get it refired as we stay green flag racing with 7 laps to go. Don't look now. It's the Hacker. He's hacking the bottom side of the speedway as he is now close in on the top drivers here tonight. Second, third, fourth, and it's going to be 5th right next time by. I'm thinking that Brian Hacker's going to get there. Everybody battling to try and take a podium spot here tonight. High five. Every flag man's waving at everybody as they drive by. 5 laps to go here. Pay windows open tonight here at Langley. 4 to go as Dalton Williamson come right across that line screaming. Travis Minto going to take his Yeeter machine up straight to the top side, and everybody's going to skedaddle down low. Caution lights on the speedway. Caution lights are going to come out. Oh, boy. Dalton Williamson looked like he had this one in the bag. They were already writing his name on the check, and something just happened to the number 14 of Brian Bianchi. There we see Bianchi's 14MA already down on pit road. What happened? Well, let's take a look. We know he was having some handling issues with this Culpepper's machine. Tried to get down to the bottom side of the speedway, and maybe something just happened because he went from bottom side to top side, and then that car up over, and he tried to take it to pit road real quick, call the tow truck, and it didn't quite happen. Right on board here. Let's listen. car just got stuck on the outside wall. Well, that brings out the second caution flag of the night, and that is not what Dalton Williamson wanted to see, because he had this race pretty much locked up, clinched, give him the check, turn the lights off here tonight at Langley, and all let's head home. And then we had to wait here, because now it is time to go overtime racing. We haven't gone overtime racing yet this season, because last week when we headed down to the Five Flag Speedway, it was 100 laps of racing for the Holy Shirts and Pants 100. And that was one heck of a race down there at Five Flags. Didn't need that overtime. Tonight here, though, at Langley, we're going to get you race fans a little bit of extra racing in tonight. So we thank you for tuning in, and I guess this is the way that these drivers are going to say thank you to the race fans tuning in, too, as you get to see a little more racing action here tonight. Who do you think is going to win it? Because now it's all going to shake up. It's going to be Williamson. It's going to be A.J. Hamill, Justin McDuff, Max Terrell, Brian Hacker, Rex Hoyle, Michael Trevarthen, Sean Single, Rob Higgins, Joshua Buckley, and Rob Haynes. Brandon Feeney and Robinson, all the drivers that are left on the lead lap here tonight. iRacing.com pace car. Safety lights are out. That means we're getting ready to drop the hammer once again here tonight. I have a couple attempts here at a green-white checker if we were to need them, so but we will see. It's been a great race so far here tonight. Let's see who's going to get a great pull on the restart. Pace car down and away. Safety vehicle off. Green flag back into the air and a great start. Max Terrell's going to actually give a big shove to the 18 of A.J. Hamill. Here comes the 20 of McDuff. Dalton Williamson has checked out. He is gone. Now here is Brian Hacker. He's looking to try and take the third spot from A.J. Hamill. The outside lane just has no go. It's the white flag. 1 lap to go. Presented by Culpeper's Bakery and Cafe. Final lap here, and it is going to be Dalton Williamson scooting away, but the battle is now for the final spot on the podium. Third, it'll be Dalton Williamson picking up the win here at Langley. McDuff, Hacker, A.J. Hamill, Michael Trevarthen finishing out in the top 5. Unofficial results on the left-hand side of the screen here tonight. Your winner, last year's champion, is going to get it done here tonight. Dalton Williamson at Langley. Get a little bump there from his teammate. Now, last week, we tried to see some donuts from Justin McDuff, and we weren't able to. Do we think the champion will be able to burn them down here tonight? So as Dalton Williamson gets ready for his, there he goes. He's going to burn them down now for your race fans. Dalton Williamson will go to victory lane and have himself one heck of a celebration. So as we take a quick break here tonight from Langley, we'll be back here with the post-race show, and we'll see what these drivers have to say about this crazy one. Welcome back here, race fans, to the Langley Speedway here in Hampton, Virginia. It's the second race of the season here for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series. And boy, did we have a great race here tonight. That is for sure. The Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series, always putting on a great show here on Thursday night on the Turn 3 Racing Network. But boy, we have a top 3 that you're not going to want to miss these interviews. Let's just throw it straight down to victory lane here tonight, and let's talk to the driver of that number 1, Dalton. Tonight, you pick up another win here at the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series. but you may not have had the fastest car all night long. But the second half of this race, it seemed like you had checked out, and they were starting to write the check when that final caution came out.
Yeah, the first 25, 30 laps, I was just sitting there saving. Like I said last season and the season before when I came here, Jimmy Babb helped me out a lot here. He's like a 4-time track champ here, crew chief, and so he did a lot of help with me figuring this track out. I used to hate this track, but it's definitely came around, I'd say. One of my favorites now.
So what you're saying is you have the inside scoop, so why don't you share that with me real quick?
I can't do that, Roger. You know that's top secret.
I promise. I'll mute your mic here, Dalton. Go ahead, tell me. Only kidding here, Dalton. But, having a fast car in the second half of this race was really good. You checked out to a 2.5 race lead over A.J. Hamill and Justin McDuff and Max Terrell. But then the dreaded caution flag came out. What were you thinking when the caution came out as you were coming to get 2 to go?
I was kind of panicking. I was about to start talking about that before you drag us up. I wasn't sure what to expect there. I was just trying to keep the lines equal going into 1, because I know if you can keep them equal and hug the bottom, you can get a pretty good run up out of 2 and pretty much have it sealed from there.
And then you did seal the fate of yourself here tonight by having one of the fastest cars. What do you think, though, headed down to USA? We're going to head back to Florida here. We were at Five Flags, and we came here to Virginia. Now we're headed back down to your neck of the woods.
I don't mind that track. It's not one of my favorites, but, it's up there, I would say. It's not my favorite, but it's right in between there of my hated and favorite tracks.
Well, we'll have to see how you do next week, Dalton, but before we let you go, there are some sponsors on the side of this car. Make sure you tell BK I need that number.
I got you. First and foremost, BK Paints, Platinum RV Services, McConey Setup Shop, Total Advantage, Trevor, Huffman, all those guys over there. Rev Esports, Mike, and all them guys that I hang around with and work stuff out with in Red Light, and my family and my grandma. She came all the way from Holiday, Florida, to come down here and watch me race tonight. So even though it was a 20-minute drive, I appreciate it.
Well, Graham's out there cheering for Dalton. Needs some support out there. The young man does great here at Langley tonight. He picks up the win here in race number 2 of the season. Finishing in second, and boy, it's been a great start of the season for you, J-Mac. Another podium spot here. You will leave here with the points championship still intact. 1 first place, a second place. Maybe we go back to victory lane next week.
I don't know about that. I'm pretty happy with the second place here tonight, but it's still way too early to start counting points and all that stuff. Just going to try to keep knocking out some consistent finishes. And I'm pretty happy to come out of here with a second, because I don't really think I deserve to finish second tonight, so I really maximize points tonight, so that's big.
Yeah, you were back there running in third for a lot of this race behind your teammate of A.J. Hamill. The handling started to go away possibly on the 18. How hard was it to get around A.J. under the green flag conditions?
Well, unfortunately for AJ, it's 2 weeks in a row. I think the final restart, he's been stuck in the outside lane and kind of gotten shuffled back. But yeah, I kind of got in a little bit of a groove there running in third. Max was really putting a ton of pressure on me, and he gave me the bumper a few times. But I was able to hold him off and kind of had a little bit of a gap. And then I think AJ got the wall before that last caution, and we were kind of on top of each other. So I actually was kind of okay with seeing that last yellow, because I was worried that I might end up being the meat in the sandwich there. So it really worked out for me, and I was able to sneak by AJ and finish runner-up.
Well, it was a great run for you here tonight, and you hold that points championship top spot, at least until we head to the USA Speedway next week. Who do you got to thank for another great run here on Thursday night?
I thank my teammates, the Empire Racing team, Brian and AJ. Another good run for us, 2, 3, 4 tonight, I believe. So, AJ's had tough luck, but he has 2 fourth-place finishes, so that's still a pretty respectable start to the season. And of course, I got a shout out to the Cerebral Palsy Foundation. Thanks Checkered Flag Auto Supply for sponsoring the series, and thanks to Josh for all he does. I really enjoy racing these cars and racing in the series. And thank you, Roger, for everything you do as well. You do a great job with the broadcast.
There you hear it from the driver out of New York, Justin McDuff, wheeling and dealing another podium finish here with the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series here to kick the year off. And I believe that's going to wrap it up for our podium finishers here tonight. I'm just kidding. Mr. Just Got Married, get over here. Brian Hacker, a great run for you. At one point tonight, we talked about it. You started back there in sixth. You were running sixth all night long. And then that final restart really kicked in, and this thing became a rocket ship.
That's the only way we finished third. I feel feel pretty bad for AJ 2 weeks in a row getting stuck on the outside, but we'll take it, I guess, any way we can get it. I think we maybe had a 5th place car at best tonight. I just couldn't quite get the feel until about 30 to go, and then I think once tires wore off a little bit, we were able to get a bit of a rhythm. But yeah, not our best night, but we'll, like Justin said, maximize points, and we'll get out of here with as many as we can.
How hard is this speedway here at Langley to really negotiate and save those tires?
It's pretty tough. In these cars, you can really, I mean, the wide tires, we've got a lot of grip. You can really drive the car in deeper than you normally can with any other car. So it takes a little getting used to. Normally, this is very much a finesse track, and tonight we could drive it pretty hard. But if you did it too much, then you're definitely going to chew up the right side. So I was trying to find a fine balance and ride the line of pushing it and making sure I didn't push it too hard. And I think at the end we had plenty of tires left. We were able to kind of charge up through the field, and we're catching back up to 2nd, 3rd, and 4th there. And then fortunately for us, the yellow came out and we got that good restart. But again, it sucks for AJ. I know if it's happened 2 weeks in a row, I think he's pretty bummed.
Well, he'll have plenty of time as we head to USA and Myrtle Beach, and Lucas Oil's a little bit closer back home for you out of all those tracks. But what are we looking forward to here in the next coming weeks?
Yeah, probably not Lucas Oil. Not one of my favorite tracks. USA is decent. I think everybody's turned a lot of laps at USA. Anyone that's on iRacing probably has. So we'll see. Next week should be pretty interesting. I know we've run there the couple times we've been there in these cars. So we'll see what next week brings, and hopefully we can talk to you again.
Well, congratulations here. Brian, before we let you go, I know there's some special people on the side of this number 11 Illinois.
Yeah, as always, thanks to Carbon Junction and Drew and Colin for putting their logo on the side of the car. Narrative Coffee out of Everett, Washington. Pathfinder Chassis for giving us a good piece. The guys at Empire. Justin with another really solid finish tonight. AJ with another good run, although he probably deserved better. Checkered Flag Auto Supply for putting this thing on, along with the admins at Red Light. You for doing this, and certainly no thanks to Wayne McDuff.
Well, shout out there to Justin McDuff's brother of Wade McDuff, always a character hanging out around the Turn 3 studios. We got to thank him for his support, but congratulations to Brian Hacker here tonight. He'll finish 3rd on the podium. Dalton Williamson goes to victory lane for the first time this season. The champion trying to get his stride here in week number 2. Justin McDuff is 2nd, Brian Hacker is 3rd, AJ Hamill falls back to the 4th position, and Michael Trevarthen will be 5th. That's your top 5 leaving the Langley Speedway here in Virginia. We will head back down to sunny California next week, the Sunshine State, playing host to round number 3 for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series. Until we see you in USA, race fans, we hope everybody stays safe. We hope you enjoyed tonight's show, and we're going to see you at the races.